My name is Kavya Mehta. I have been a defense lawyer for almost 12 years. People know me as calm, focused, and fair. I believe in the law. I believe every person deserves a fair chance, no matter what they are accused of. This belief has guided my whole career. I live a simple life with my husband, Rohan. He is a school teacher. He is kind, patient, and always sees the good in people. Sometimes I feel he trusts people more easily than I do. My work has made me careful. I question things more. I don't trust quickly anymore. Most of my days follow the same routine. I wake up early, drink tea, read case files, and go to court. I listen carefully. I speak clearly. I defend my clients. That is my job, and I am good at it. But not every case is easy. One day, I got a new case. The client's name was Victor Hale. He looked calm, well-dressed, and polite. At first, he did not look like a criminal. But the charges against him were serious. He was accused of a large financial fraud. Many people had lost their life savings because of him. When I read the file, I felt uncomfortable. The evidence was very strong. Bank records, emails, and many witnesses. Everything pointed toward him. But when I met him, he looked into my eyes and said, "I didn't do this. I trust you." I nodded and said, "I will do my best. That was my duty." The trial started a few weeks later. Every day, I listened to victims. Old people, families, workers. They all told painful stories. They spoke about trust, loss, and broken lives. One old man said, "I trusted him with everything." A woman said, "I lost my home." Their voices stayed in my mind. At night, I could not sleep well. I kept hearing their words again and again. Rohan noticed something was wrong. "You look tired," he said one night. "Just work," I replied softly. But inside, I felt something heavy. Doubt. One afternoon, Victor asked to speak with me alone. We sat in a quiet room. "Kavya," he said, "can I trust you?" "Yes," I said. "Everything you say is confidential." He looked down, then took a deep breath. "I need to tell you something." My heart started beating faster. "I didn't plan all this," he said slowly. "At first it was small. Then it grew." I felt cold. "What are you saying?" I asked. He looked at me and said quietly, "I did it." For a moment, I couldn't speak. "You did what?" I whispered. "All of it," he replied. The room went silent. My mind stopped working. I had believed he might be innocent. But now I knew the truth. And I was not allowed to share it. "Why are you telling me this?" I asked. "Because you are my lawyer," he said. "You need to protect me." His words felt heavy. "I cannot lie in court," I said. "I'm not asking you to lie," he said calmly. "Just create doubt. Create doubt." Those words stayed in my mind. That night, I went home late. Rohan was waiting. "You're late," he said gently. "I know," I replied. We sat for dinner, but I couldn't eat properly. "Something is wrong," he said. I can't talk about it, I said quietly. He looked hurt but said nothing more. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking, what is my job? To defend my client? Or to protect the truth? The next day in court, another victim spoke. She was old and weak. I trusted him, she said. I stood up to question her. That was my job. But my voice felt heavy. Are you sure you understood everything? I asked. She looked confused and hurt. I felt something break inside me. After court, Victor said, "You are doing well." I felt anger rise. "People lost everything because of you," I said. He shrugged. "That's life." That moment changed something inside me. That evening, I received new evidence from the prosecution. It was strong. Very strong. But there was a small mistake in the report. A small detail that could weaken the case. I stared at the screen. I knew the truth. And now I had a choice. If I used that mistake, I could protect Victor. If I stayed silent, the truth would come out more clearly. I didn't sleep that night. The next day, I went to court with a heavy heart. When it was my turn to speak, I stood up. "Your Honor," I began. I wanted to talk about the mistake. I wanted to create doubt. But I stopped. I couldn't do it. "No further questions," I said quietly. Victor looked at me, confused and angry. After court he said, "You saw something. Why didn't you use it?" "I won't twist the truth," I said. "You're supposed to defend me," he replied. "I am," I said. "But not like this." That evening I told Rohan, "I feel lost." He said, "Maybe the real question is what you can live with." His words stayed with me. The day of the final argument arrived. I stood in court, ready to speak. I had prepared everything. I could still create doubt. But I chose differently. As a lawyer, I said, my duty is to ensure a fair trial. I paused. But justice is more than just rules. It is also about honesty. The room became quiet. "I will not focus on small technical mistakes," I said. "I trust the court to decide fairly." I sat down. 2 days later, the verdict came. Guilty. The word echoed in the courtroom. Some people cried. Some felt relief. Victor looked at me and said, "You could have saved me." I replied calmly, "I did what I could." "No," he said. "You chose something else." "Yes," I said softly. "I chose to live with myself." He walked away. That evening, I sat with Rohan. "It's over," I said. "How do you feel?" he asked. I thought for a moment. "Peaceful," I said. "Not perfect, but peaceful." For the first time in many days, I could breathe freely. I realized something important. The law is important, but your values are also important. Sometimes, the hardest choice is not between right and wrong. It is between two different kinds of right. And in those moments, you must choose the path you can live with. That is what I learned. That is what changed me. And that is why this case will stay with me forever.